Greetings everyone, GalacticStorm here, and today we are doing our 29th episode of our Black Ops 3 Weapon Guide. Today, we are going to review the last sniper rifle that you unlock, the SVG-100, and this weapon you unlock at level 52, the second to last weapon that you unlock, and we've got 3 more episodes until the finale. Yay! Actually 2. So, what does this weapon entirely look like? It doesn't look like any other weapon that I have ever seen. It is really futuristic, and for what it looks like entirely, I think I kind of assume that it looks like a Barrett 50 caliber of sorts. Something like that, but more bolt action related. So, let's look at the stats on this thing. It's dead last for a reason. Damage on this thing, like the Locust, is instant death, but its multipliers are much more. And it will do one shots from the head all the way down to the upper legs and arms, which includes the chest, torso, neck, etc., but not to the lower legs and arms, which will cause 2 shots. Range is the same as the other sniper rifles at 208 meters. Penetration ability is high like all the other sniper rifles, but I do not recommend using it for this one because it will take more than just one shot. Rate of fire on this thing is the slowest within the primaries at 42 rounds per minute. Aim time is very slow at 400 milliseconds, and hipfire is very high unless you want to use it as a very last resort. Magazine capacity is the shortest in the sniper rifle class at 6 rounds, and you'll get 8 when it comes to extended mag. Reload times are pretty moderate at 3 seconds flat. Recoil, it is high, but not really much of a factor. So, what are we going to be doing with this class at least? We are going to make it into a pure sniper rifle class. We are going to make it a heavy sniper rifle class. We are going to stay in the nest. We are going to use heavy traps and resistance, and we're going to show a few surprises or two. But first things first, what are we going to be using for attachments in that? We are going to add just one attachment with this weapon. The suppressor could be a good idea because there's no dropout penalty, but we are going to be using the ballistic CPU, which will reduce the sway of your weapon while you're aiming, which is a really big pro with this weapon. It has a really big sway. And for our wildcards, we are going to be using unusually the overkill wildcard, which will have another primary as our secondary weapon. And what is going to be our secondary weapon? A submachine gun would be the best choice, either the Kuda, the VMP, the Weevil, the Vesper, or you could even use the Pharaoh if you want, or a shotgun at least. But we are going to be using the Vesper due to its high rate of fire. And for our attachment for it, we are going to be using fast mags, which our reloads will be much faster. If you haven't seen the review on the Vesper, it is down below in my video description. And for perk wise, like I said, resistant wise, so we're going to be using Flak Jacket, which we will take less damage from explosives. We are going to be using Fast Hands for our second perk choice to swap weapons and other stuff quickly. And our last choice is Tactical Mask, so we can reduce the effect of shock charges, flashbangs, etc. And for our lethal slot, we are going to be using the C4, which can use as a booby trap. It can use an approximate alarm, or you can just throw it at random people or at cars and that make big explosions. And we're going to use the shock charge for a secondary trap. For what are the pros and cons on this thing? Pros on this thing, it has the most multipliers out of all the sniper rifles when it comes to damage. It is great at long range and does more damage than any other primary within the game. Cons of this thing, however, it has a slow handling shade, it's horrible at close range, and has a slow rate of fire and a high sway. This is one of my favorite sniper rifles in the game, so without further ado, let's pick some targets at a long range.
Extended mission time.
Thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Be sure to look at my Facebook page down below. And for our second to last episode, we are not going to review the M8A7. We are going to be reviewing the Razorback, the last SMG that you unlock. Until then, Galactic Storm saying, keep charging, bitches.